Welcome back to the Educated Ignorance Podcast right here on the For Frequency's Sake Podcast Network. My name is Joe the Show Winkle. We want to thank everybody tuning in and listening in, watching in, wherever you may be, however you may be, hanging out with us here today. Thank you for making us a part of your early evening, late afternoon, depending on what time zone you're in. Come back, buckle up, strap in. We have an incredible night of basketball to recap, and hopefully another incredible night of basketball to discuss as well. We had three games last night. Two of them were just, listen, one game was sad and unfortunately boring, but good heavens, good gracious, good googly moogly. The other two games were absolute madness. And that was about as insane and compelling 5 hours, 6 hours of life that you could ever have watching basketball. The ups, the downs, the emotions, and everything. Yeah, that was fun. That was enjoyable. I had a great time, and we hope that everybody that had that watched last night had a good time as well. We're kind of letting everybody come through in here. We're gonna post some comments on our channels while we're here, just doing some stuff. Okay, so we can do that. There's that. There's that. Cool. I have fulfilled my obligation. Okay, we are here. We want to remind everybody that we are presented by Durham Remodeling, Ryan Allison Tattoo, and Jared Zook Country Financial. Thanks to all of them for supporting us all year long. Those folks, so Jared Zook obviously joining us recently, Durham Remodeling, Ryan Allison Tattoo have been fantastic partners the entire way. We really appreciate it. And we also want to remind you that if you are going to be gambling on any of tonight's games, well, you might want to head on over to our Twitter For Frequency's Sake, or at FFSQC, and learn more about our friends at Outlier. Want better insight for all your bets? Outlier.bet is the app for you. Outlier.bet gives you the insight on props, spreads, totals, and even parlays over 7 major sports. Outlier works with multiple sports books to show you the best odds available to help make you the most money possible. Try Outlier for free today with the link. We just posted it in our comments. All of our shows are powered by Outlier. Okay, oh man, where do we start? Let's talk some basketball. I think there's no better place to start than where we ended last night, and that was, good heavens, 101-99, Denver knocking off the Lakers. It was a roller coaster. It was the Lakers doing everything that I expected them to do, which was try to empty the tank. They shot every bullet they had in their gun. They emptied out the entire weapons canister. But at the end of the day, the Denver Nuggets are inevitable. They are Thanos. They have the Infinity Gauntlet, and it does not matter what this team, what you do to this team. The Lakers went up 20, and Denver looked them in the eye, smudged their face, looked at their finger, and said, "All that for a drop of blood." And all of a sudden, a couple moments later, you think you've got it. LeBron's wide open for three. He misses it. They come down with the rebound, and Jamal Murray, who was terrible for 3 quarters, goes nuclear in the fourth, and he snaps his fingers, and half of humanity as we know it ceases to exist. And this just happens every time you play this team. It's insane. I can't believe it. I listen. Los Angeles last night played so good. Now, there was about a 7 or 8 minute stretch where they went full dumbass, and we'll get to that in a moment. What they did offensively, Anthony Davis again was spectacular. LeBron was just in full on, I'm going to make every single decision. I'm going to make the right decision, whether it's get to the basket, pick and roll with AD, hit guys spread out for three. He was making every single decision. He was stepping up and making plays on defense at times. They guarded well throughout the majority of the game. But the one thing against the Nuggets that you can't have are long lapses on offense, really, because that's where they're either going to keep scoring, or if you were somehow fortunate to get ahead, they are going to go on a run. And the 7-8 minute stretch in that third quarter, where they only had like one field goal made, that was brutal. I mean, they had everything go their way to a degree outside of that stretch, and we'll talk more about that stretch here again in a second. I continue to tease it. D'Angelo Russell was incredible. He hit 7 threes. I thought his shot making and his activity was great in this game. I thought they needed that, and they got it. Rui Hachimura was not good. Austin Reeves, again, just kind of there. Down the stretch, it was a lot of LeBron trying to create and doing what he could. They went away from Anthony Davis in a weird way. He hit 14 of his first 15 shots, and then he missed his last 4. I don't know what it was that happened down the stretch, but he was getting anything he wanted. Denver tightened up, and the Lakers just kind of ran out of gas in a sense down the stretch. You could tell near the end of the third quarter that it felt like they were kind of starting to get winded. And listen, LeBron came alive in the fourth, had a couple huge shots. He had some big-time threes, but Denver continued to put the pressure on them. And at the end of the day, like, this Denver team just executes so well. Jokic is our player of the night. Danny didn't send me the graphic, which it's okay. He texted it to me, but Edwards and Nikola Jokic are our first 2 players of the week, or whatever you want to call it. But Jokic last night, 27 points, 20 rebounds, 10 assists. He's 9 of 16 from the floor, right? Shout out to Michael Porter, by the way. 22 and 9 and 8 of 13 shooting, 6 threes. But in a game where Jamal Murray could not hit water in, like, even if he fell off the Titanic, Jokic had to have stretches where he dominated, and he did. Third and fourth quarter, specifically late third, early fourth, where he's going at Davis, where he's posting up. His footwork is incredible. He's making plays. And the pressure that he constantly puts on you, and him and Murray even, like when Murray gets going in the fourth quarter, what I loved from Jamal Murray was that he wasn't forcing long shots. He knew that what he could get to was the mid-range. They just continue to screen and rescreen that's closer, the DHO game, and all of a sudden you lapse for 1 second, and there's a moment of space, and Murray is able to hit a 15 to 18 footer. That's their level of execution. That's their style of play. That's what makes them so damn difficult on defense, because you got to work your ass off for 24 seconds. Then you got to hope that the big fella who can't even jump doesn't grab the rebound. But again, but he grabbed 20 last night. Like, they are such a difficult problem. I mean, Jokic grabs 4 offensive rebounds, 20 overall. Shout out again to, like I said, Michael Porter. Christian Brown off the bench had 10 points. They had a couple, Aaron Gordon, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Like, everyone contributes, man. And the thing that impressed me the most was with what they did was how they just continuously, their defense, making life difficult on LeBron, making life difficult on Davis. You're chucking guys on rolls. Aaron Gordon's just big and athletic, and he's just up in guys' chests. And KCP is out there being an asshole. And, whoever it is, whether it's Michael Porter Jr., who when he actually gives a shit, he can guard, or Christian Brown off the bench, or Peyton Watson out there just giving Austin Reeves or Rui Hachimura, or, insert horrible bench player for the Lakers here into the game to do absolutely nothing. So, insanely impressive win. We all know how it ended, but if you didn't, Lakers, of course, were up 20 midway through the third quarter. So here are some stats for the last 20 minutes of the game. 8 minutes left in the third quarter. The score at this point, the Lakers get a jump shot, or the Lakers get a jumper. All right, here, let's go to here. It's 74 when they get this. It's to 19. It's a 19-point game with 7:15 left in the third quarter. So let's go to there. Okay. We have reached the final Anthony Davis shot made of the game, by the way. Because if I go to that, it should not have him with a shot made. Correct. There we go. Okay. They're up 74-55. The Lakers proceed to then only make one shot the remainder of the quarter. They hit a couple free throws, but D'Angelo Russell hits a big three, which at the time the lead got down to 9. He hits a three to make it a 12-point game. In this stretch, just to close the third quarter, the final 7:10 of the third. This is the stretch that gets the Nuggets back into the game. Let me try to get this correctly here because they do miss a shot to end the quarter. 14-5 to cut a 19-point lead to 10. Lakers go 1 of 10 over that stretch. KCP hits a couple good big shots. Jamal Murray, though, he misses 4 shots in the quarter. He's still not playing well. He's not able to get his rhythm. Then we go to the fourth. This is where shit gets weird. So I thought the Lakers did a pretty good job at times of kind of continuing to keep them at arm's length. But as the Nuggets do, they find small windows to come at you, where if you don't execute for 2 or 3 minutes, you're in trouble. It's 82-70. What is it? 82-75. No, 82-73. After a Brown layup, they're down. Taurean Prince hits a bailout 3. And then Christian Brown makes a layup. It's a 9-point game with 10.5 minutes to go. Some misses on both ends. Then on one end, you have Jamal Murray, so Jokic checks back into the game with 9:42 to go. You have right after LeBron comes out for Dave, AD comes in. So there's going to be a small stretch here where LeBron doesn't play. So Murray hits a 2-pointer. He hits a mid-range. Taurean Prince. These are horrendous Lakers possessions, by the way, down the stretch. These are so bad. There's barely any penetration inside the 3-point line, and these are bad shots that are shot at the end of the shot clock. Taurean Prince misses a 3-pointer. Jamal Murray misses a long 2. Spencer Dinwiddie coming running down the floor, just drives on nobody and airballs a layup. Like, left it short. What a fucking dumbass. Jokic rebound. They push it down the floor. Peyton Watson layup. 5-point game. Lakers timeout. Substitutions. LeBron comes back in. So they cut the lead to 5 there off of a couple dumb shots. Rui splits a pair of free throws. Then Jamal Murray hits a jumper. AD misses a little pull-up, which we should note again. He does not score a point in the final 20 minutes of the game. He goes 0 for 4. 83-79. Jamal Murray makes another mid-ranger. Then it's 83-81. Then LeBron makes back-to-back threes to make it an 8-point game. And at that point, I did think, holy shit, they might survive this. But then here we go. Final 5 minutes. These are the points of the game against Denver. And I think it's going to be a fun exercise to chart Denver from here all the way to when they either get eliminated or win the championship. And I know what I would bet on today. Let's just, for shits and giggles, from that last LeBron 3, with about 5:30 to go, what happens in the game? Deep dive, shall we? So, LeBron, Jamal Murray misses another jumper. So, Lakers have the ball. LeBron missed a layup. Not a great game from LeBron at the basket. Got to be real. Aaron Gordon gets fouled, makes 2 free throws. LeBron shoots a 3. KCP blocks it. It bounces all the way out. Shot clock violation. Jokic misses a floater, gets it back, lays it in. 4-point game. 4 minutes left. LeBron hits a face-up jumper, 6-point game. 3:50 to go. 91-87 after Jokic hits a 2-pointer. We're at the stretch. We are in the final 3 minutes here. Austin Reeves makes a tough little baseline jumper. So 6 minutes left. Here we go. I should probably go with here. So 6 minutes to go. Or 3 minutes to go. We're down in it. We are down to the nitty-gritty. These are the moments where the Nuggets win these games, right? We talk about it. We talk all the time about how it does not matter what you do. If the game is tight late, they out-execute you. And this is what happens. Jamal makes a little short floater. Rui shoots a 3-pointer off of a Austin Reeves drive and kick, and he misses. Jokic layup and 1 after he just barbecues AD. Down to 1, 93-92. Other end, bad offensive possession ends in an Austin Reeves 3-pointer. He misses. Not even a chance. No chance. 93-92 coming down the floor. LeBron gets a steal. This was an amazing play. They kicked it out. LeBron tips the ball up, goes down the floor and dunks it. They're up 3. LeBron was incredible. Like, it's nuts. Reminder, he's in year 21, folks. And then maybe the sequence of the game, which it's still mind-boggling on how this happened. So Jokic is like about to get fouled at half court, kinda. And he either is throwing the ball to Aaron Gordon under the basket, or he's trying to get hit with some bullshit 3-point foul. The ball goes to Gordon under the basket. He catches it, throws it out to Michael Porter Jr., who just steps into a 3 and nails it. The OMG what the fuck moment of the game. Ties it at 95. If that ball either goes into the stands, Gordon toes the line out of bounds, or Porter misses the shot, the Lakers get it back up 3 with a minute 15 to go, and you're like, why did the Nuggets just burn that shot? Like, what was the reason for it? And they decided not to. Or they instead, they get it to Porter and he nails it. D'Lo makes a layup with a minute 3 to go up 2. Jamal Murray gets fouled. LeBron makes a layup. I thought they ran a couple nice iterations of Spain pick and roll, which is you have the regular pick and roll, and then you have another guy come up and screen the screener's initial defender to allow you to turn the corner. And LeBron makes a layup. Then Jamal hits a step back. LeBron misses the 3. Jamal hits the game winner. Partridge in a pear tree. Down the final 3 minutes, some stats here. And you could extend this, and they're all lopsided. But Nuggets in the final 3 minutes go 5 of 5 from the floor. Lakers went 3 for 6. And if you back that out, it gets worse. They outscored the Lakers 14-8. This is just the final 3 minutes to go from down 6 to winning. Jamal Murray, 3 of 3 in the final 3 minutes. He was 4 of 6 in the fourth quarter after being trying to reinvent the wheel of ass in the first 3 quarters of the game. I mean, listen, what this Nuggets team does down the stretch of these games, it's insane. It's bananas. I have no idea how they continue to do it. And I feel like the smartest play in the world is just bet Nuggets money line every night because, God damn it, they're going to continue to win. Like, are you going to be shocked if they lose? Because I'm not, or I will. Are you going to be shocked if they win? I should say, because I won't be. Like, it's insane. Okay. Knicks in 4. I don't know about that one. Let's talk about that game. So we had this game, which was crazy. We have this game, which the ending was bananas. On today's episode of Snatching Victory, or Snatching Defeat from the Jaws of Victory, I present to you the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, credit the Knicks for just kind of finding ways. There are a couple things that are true. One, the Knicks, for some reason, as Lydia said here, the win was thrilling. And yeah, game was thrilling. It was nuts. I was on the floor, basically. If it was not for my girlfriend, who was falling asleep right next to me, I probably would have been yelling and I probably would have passed out on the floor, like fainted, because I was like, what the hell? Two things can be true. One, the Knicks have Team of Destiny vibes at times. It's wild what they're able to do and kind of pull off, whether it's Josh Hart going, full Steph Curry in the clutch in game 1, or Josh Hart going full Klay Thompson in this game and just making insane running threes. Whether it was Mitchell Robinson in game 1, in game 2, it's Isaiah Hartenstein going 14 points, 8 boards, 4 assists, 7 of 8 from the floor. It's nuts. It's nuts. And Josh Hart again plays 48 minutes. Shout out to Danny, our graphics guy. He is goated. There is a stat Danny showed me how when they play guys 48 minutes, they're 4-1. They're 8-2 when a player plays 45 plus minutes, which is it's absolute bananas. It just what? So all of that can be true. The other thing that is true is that the Sixers did kind of get screwed. I thought Maxey got fouled, but at the end of the day, here's the thing: they didn't rebound. The end of the game, they didn't rebound. If Kyle Lowry hits that second free throw, they're up 6 and the game is tied. And then Hartenstein makes an amazing play on the block on Matt. Like, they run their final play to perfection. Maxey, who there's time. Listen, I love Maxey. You guys, most people know Joel Embiid's my favorite player, so I have a soft spot for the Sixers. They were both incredible last night. Like, you could argue, I think it's inarguable, they were the two best players on the floor, and the Knicks still found a way to win. It's insane. Embiid 34, 10, and 6. Maxey with 35, 9, and 10. And he hit 5 threes. They run their last play to perfection. They give it to Maxey in the backcourt at around his own free throw line. They let him get ahead of steam. They let him kind of choose what way he wants to go off an Embiid screen. He can snake it. He drives all the way, and Hartenstein just ran him down and blocked it. Hell of a play. So there's a couple avenues that this series can go from this point, and I'm going to be very interested to see where we land. One of them is, will the Sixers, I did not like their demeanor after the game. I felt they were a little bit too sulky. Now, listen, I understand. We saw basically the Knicks reverse Reggie Miller them last night. They scored 8 points in the final 20 seconds to win the game. Like, holy fucking guacamole. That's bananas. All of that leading into the Sixers' attitude after the game, I did not like. But if I had to say where this series is going, I do think there's a world that exists where this is more likely than not 2-2 going back to New York. I think the Sixers' home crowd will play a huge factor. I think 2 days off here is going to be big for Embiid. And listen, it's going to be big for the Knicks guys too, because they're running a lot of minutes, which they're used to. Mike Breen, I love Mike Breen. Shout out to here. The double bang. He gave it to DiVincenzo. Of all guys, I think the only other one I could think of that got it was Steph, but he's done it like 4 or 5 times. What a game, man. I mean, listen, Knicks fans, soak it in. I mean, it's a team of destiny type stuff, really what it is. But I think the 2 days off for the Sixers, they're going to be desperate in game 3. The Knicks are the type of team that are kind of, you would believe, are a little bit, they kind of will flip the microcosm of like, yeah, just because this is the point of a series where a team in the Knicks position kind of takes game 3 off, but the Knicks aren't built that way. So it's kind of like you know, a weird, the double bang for Julius Randle. Was that when they beat the Heat last year? He hit a right wing 3 at the buzzer, if I'm not mistaken. That's me trying to remember New York Knicks history. So through all of this, I do believe last year against the Heat. Okay, I knew it was against the Heat, and I thought it was last year. I was pretty sure about that, so I feel good about it. So I think Philly wins game 3. Game 4 then becomes must-watch television. We are all waking up at noon on. We are all waking up. We are camping out. We are pre-gaming for 3 hours before the noon tip the noon tip on Sunday between the Sixers and the Knicks. That will be appointment TV, folks. Or the Knicks could win game 3 and we're all just sitting here like, well, but I don't think that'll happen. I do think this is probably going to be 2-2. As long as the Sixers just can just continue to stay the course. Because I think what they've done has been well. And I'm not trying to take anything away from the Knicks. The Knicks won this game. The path that this conversation was going to go down, and I texted Danny this literally seconds before he hits a 3-pointer, the first 3. This L was going to be pinned right on the lap of Jalen Brunson, and I love Jalen Brunson. There was about an 8-minute stretch in the fourth quarter where he basically said, "All right, everybody, I'm going to get mine. Everybody just watch." And he was not good. The Sixers took control. The Sixers were playing to their strengths, and Brunson just has not been able to be efficient. He shot 8 of 29, which is crazy that he shot like 17 of 1,000, and they're up 2-0, but it just shows Hart's been incredible. DiVincenzo's been great. The question now will be, how good will those two guys be on the road? How good will it's not really role player roulette in a sense, but in this case you could argue it is. And if Brunson continues to struggle, you gotta believe, at least you would hope if you're a Sixers fan, that listen, I thought Tobias was a little bit better yesterday. You gotta just hope that somebody can hit shots. Maybe you get some Batum buckets. Maybe you get a couple maybe you get another big time Lowry game. And if your two guys keep rolling like they have been, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be efficient, but there's a map for Philadelphia to get right there. And it'll be exciting. It'll be exciting to watch. This series is so good. These games are so good. And last night was just incredible. I can't believe the Knicks won. Like, that game was over, and they reverse Reggie Millered it. They're the team of destiny vibes, man. It's wild. Lady asked earlier, are you going to talk, or how do you feel about your Magic? I don't know if he came back or not, but Jalen Suggs blowing his knee out I'm doubting he came back. Yeah. Oh no, he did come back. He did play 29 minutes. That was scary, but if he came back, that's good. They just don't have enough guys. At the end of the day, 9 of 35 from 3 again. Like, they can't shoot. Hopefully being at home will kind of even it out. But the Cavs, listen, Mitchell was good again early. And they kind of just rode that. Jared Allen, 20 rebounds. They just have been getting murked on the glass by him. He's been a one-man wrecking crew. And the Magic just, even if they generate easy looks, they just can't score. That's the biggest issue. And if they could score, we're leading to a eulogy here in about a week for them, where we're going to be talking about what they need to do to add on offense or to add and upgrade their roster. There's a path there for them to be awesome next year, but the problem is right now they just don't have enough scoring, and they cannot hit threes. They are so fucking ice cold from three. 9 of 25 yesterday. What were they in what were they in game 1? Like 1 for 100,000? 8 for 37. Like, are you fucking kidding me? They've missed nearly 63 pointers. Insane. Just absolute insanity. I tweeted this yesterday, and if Danny, if you're watching and you can find it, if anybody can find it, find me what the worst 3-point shooting percentage in a series is. I would love to know, because I feel like the Magic are going to blast right through it. They could not hit the broadside of a barn. Talk about not being able to hit water if they fell out of a boat, it'd be them. And until that happens, the series is pretty much going to go exactly how yesterday went, because it won't matter what they do. They can't hit open shots, and that's a problem. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we will have Game 2 previews. Another loaded slate. Can they match what we saw last night? Definitely the games that are on tap, you would feel they could. We're going to find out here shortly, but we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more. This is the Educated Ignorance Podcast on the For Frequency's Sake Podcast Network.
Football season may be over, but For Frequency's Sake still has you covered for all your sporting needs. Tune in every Sunday when the best professional wrestling podcast around, Cards Subject to Change, gets you caught up on everything inside the ropes. They won't miss a count with weekly analysis and interviews. More into auto racing? We've got a double dose for you on the track. Tune in to Fast Money with Rod Villagomez each week and win some money with the quickest bets in all of sports. Want more insight from Pit Row? Check out the Green, White, and Checkered podcast, where they give their insight on everything happening on and off the track. Need your basketball fix? Points in the Paint has you covered, with live shows every other week looking at everything in the association. Backed by popular demand, we have the return of The Payoff Pitch, FFSQC's baseball show, covering you on news around the MLB. If you're missing football, don't fret. Mark and Dan still have you covered in the football lounge. Missing Joe Winkle? Probably not, but he's still here talking sports on Educated Ignorance. Football season might be over, but we've still got you covered. For frequency's sake, you know what we mean.
For Frequency's Sake is brought to you by Durham Remodeling, serving the Quad City area's remodeling and repair needs since 1973. Clint's Draft House, grab a bite and a pint. 7th Street, Moline. Lopez, New York-style pizza served up by the slice or pie, Davenport. Lifted Energy, energy drinks, coffee, donuts, and more. #GetLifted. Atomic Sports Cards and Collectibles. Sports cards and memorabilia, vintage clothing, hats, pennants, and more. Ryan Allison Tattoo. Step into the vibrant world of tattoos with Ryan Allison. And A Cut Above, offering quality custom woodwork designed specifically around our customers.
Welcome back in, Educated Ignorance Podcast here on the For Frequency's Sake Podcast Network. Housekeeping notes on, we're probably not going to go live Thursday. Still up in the air. Tomorrow or Thursday is definitely going to be a night we don't go live. I think it'll be Thursday, because do I really want to work basically for 7 to like 11? Do I really want to work like 16 straight hours, 17 straight hours? Probably not. We have the draft show on Thursday. Now, granted, Thursday there's the 2 big games. Knicks, but that's fine. Wednesday night we'll probably be on tomorrow to talk some of these games. We should be on tomorrow. Thursday's probably the one night this week we won't be on, but it's in service of the fact that we will have our 3rd annual live NFL draft show during round 1 of the NFL draft. Of course, we'll be live at Kavanaugh's. Come hang out with us. We have a full slate of guests. We are going to be joined by our guys from Hawkeye headquarters. We're going to be joined by hopefully the guys from the Card Subject to Change pod. We'll have the Green, White, Checkered guys there. Nick Brinks told me today he will not show up, which makes me a little sad, but I understand. We will, who knows, maybe we'll get a Chris Steele appearance. This is me calling him out, I guess. Maybe Danny will stay up past 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and he'll come hang out with us for a little bit during the first round. A lot of different. Let's see here. It's and what in the world? Wait. Oh, okay. All right. There we go. Now I get what he texted me. That was so weird. I was like, what? All right. So yeah, Thursday draft show. Come hang out or come watch. Great time there. Great food at Kavanaugh's. Or watch us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, artist formerly known as. We'll be there to break all of it down. Cannot wait to be there for it. It's going to be an absolute blast. Okay. Let's see. We got one more thing before we get started. Here we go. Want to remind everybody that we have posted our locks of the week once again, our lock of the day, I should say. Last week we went 6-1 on Beat the Book on our. If you can go to our Twitter page for the FFSQC, as you can see up in the banner here. And we have everything linked. We also have a link in the comments here for Beat the Book. Want a space where you can interact with pro bettors? Beat the Book is the app for you. Beat the Book is a social media betting app where you can follow your favorite cappers and even get all of their picks sent directly to your phone. Download Beat the Book today and follow us at the link in the comments. Couple plays from Danny today. He just texted me. For tonight's games, he's got Anthony Edwards over points, rebound, assists, 36.5. And his no-run first inning play is Kansas City, Toronto. So may all of your bets be loyal tonight, folks, and hopefully we stay hot on that lock of the week, lock of the day. We are on fire after last week, so starting to really get cooking. Okay, game 2 previews here tonight. First one coming up: Suns Timberwolves. This one, in my opinion, this is the game I'm excited the most about, just because I love watching Anthony Edwards play basketball. Timberwolves favored by 3.5. Not that I mean that stuff to me is doesn't matter that much. We're not talking about these from a betting angle. I'm intrigued tonight to see how the Suns counter to try to make the defense harder for Minnesota. The Wolves did a fantastic job guarding the Suns all game long. Durant got his, but Booker was in hell for the majority of the game. He did not shoot well in game number 1. I think there's a world where the Suns operation might have to either be, they have to kind of choose. Like, do we want to just ride Nurkic and hope that our rebounding can be better? Because another thing is they got absolutely pantsed on the glass. Or are they going to just try to have to, live with getting smoked on the rebounds? Like, oh, listen, we're already getting out rebounded. We can't get any worse, right? And just go small ball. Hopefully Grayson Allen's back after the injury. You go 5 out and you go Booker, Durant, Beal, Allen, and then one of Gordon, O'Neal, or somebody. And just play 5 out and try to hope you can outscore them. That's, in my opinion, the best idea. Listen, the Suns regular season, it's not like they're totally screwed here. The Suns in the regular season really made this a bad matchup for them. And the Wolves played well. Karl Towns played great on Saturday. And Anthony Edwards obviously levitated above the realm of the world as we know it for about 25, 30 minutes in the third quarter. As much as I love the Timberwolves, I think the Suns, I think this is a huge gut check moment for them. It's going to be interesting to see how the Wolves handle this game and try to continue to hold serve on home court. Can Phoenix try, what can Phoenix do differently? I'm looking to see a Devin Booker bounce back tonight. I think that is where it potentially starts. And the other thing really is trying to figure out exactly in your mind what type of lineup you really want to do. Do you want to ride Nurkic and hope that he can kind of last, or do you just want to abandon it and say, fuck it, we're just going to spread him out and see what happens? Bucks Pacers tonight. This one is very intriguing for this reason. Will the Pacers actually make me feel good about picking them? I think this is the series because I feel like if the Bucks go up 2-0, then they have an incentive to continue to just keep Giannis on ice. And who knows? Obviously, you could go back to Indiana and it's tied 2-2, but at least then you could have Giannis come back. And at worst, it's tied at 2. if the Pacers win this game going home, knowing that those games in Indiana are going to be just absolutely insane, that puts pressure on Milwaukee to try to make a honest decision quicker than maybe they want to. But if the Bucks win tonight, I think they might win the series. I picked the Pacers at 6, predicated on thinking the Pacers would split maybe even take both games against Milwaukee. But what we learned on Sunday was that there are just levels to teams that have been in the playoffs and have that playoff attitude versus teams that are not. Tyrese Halliburton, for the love of my sanity, act like you fucking care, please. No more 7 shots in a playoff game. I understand you're hurt. I understand that you're not healthy. Brother, not many people are healthy, okay? This is my ESPN FS1 call out of the night. Tyrese Halliburton, stop being a punk. You're one of my favorite players in the league. Brother, 7 shots. You had 4 shots before garbage time in game 1. In a game you were down 30. Be the best player on this team. And understand what a playoff game is, please, because that was infuriating. Listen, I did not bet money on the Pacers. I did not have a financial gain if the Pacers win or lose. But as a fan of basketball, that was annoying. When you look up at a box score, when the Pacers are down by fucking 40 in the second quarter, and you see Tyrese Halliburton just skipping up and down the floor, not giving a shit. Like, listen, man, I think he's got superstar potential. But Miles Turner should not be taking 17 or not be taking 10 more shots than an all-NBA player. Siakam I'm okay with. He's a borderline all-NBA guy. He's good. He's awesome. Not that Miles Turner isn't good. Halliburton's one of the 20, at worst, 20 best players in the league. Be better. Look like it tonight, please. That's all I ask. All I ask. If he does that, the Pacers can win. Because his pressure and his style can tilt so much and put so much pressure on the Bucks defense, who we got to remember is not good. Listen, as great as they were on Sunday, we have to remember that those still unathletic older players are on the floor. Is Damian Lillard going to go for 35.5 again? Probably not. Chris Middleton was really good in game 1. All right, do it again. If I'm a Pacers backer here, that's what I'm thinking. Test the fact that this Bucks team has deficiencies without Giannis. Do the Pacers have enough maturity to do it, though? That's what I'm wondering. That's why the Pacers result against Milwaukee was the one that worried me the most over the weekend, because it showed to me like a level of care and the level of like handling yourself. Listen, you're going to have blowout losses, but like the Bucks gave way more of a shit than Indiana did. And like, it's just, Indiana didn't even have like a fake run. Like they did cut it to 15, but it's just, you can't have that. And that's what annoyed me. So tonight, Indiana, it's like a challenge. It's someone challenge everyone in the locker room. Like, do we care enough? Because they clearly can beat this team. Question is, will they? Last one here. Clippers, Mavs. What a game this should be. I expect the Mavs to be on full tilt. All engines ahead. I was not worried too much, even though, again, it's kind of the same situation as Pacers Bucks, but I think the Mavericks, we have proof that their organization and their players can turn it up. Like Luka was bad on Sunday. We know what he is in the playoffs. I do believe that they will be much better tonight. They will be more polished tonight. And here's another thing that I just feel like I want to believe, not because I picked the Mavs or whatever. I just don't want to. I don't think the Clippers are going to outshoot them like 15-3 from 3-point range in the first 3 quarters. If that happens again, then disregard anything I've said over the last minute and a half, because then, of course, the Clippers are going to win again by double digits. But if they can, if the Mavs can hit shots tonight, and if they can kind of pump the brakes on the Clippers outbursts, then I think that'll be important. Can they make life harder for Harden, who was really good in game one? But James Harden, as we know, usually follows up good playoff games with bad ones. So that'll be interesting kind of dynamic to watch. Russell Westbrook, I think what he gives this team off the bench is incredible. And I thought he really helped kind of keep momentum up and put pressure on Dallas in that first half when they kind of just put them away in that second quarter. So you have the Kyrie and Luka in this game. I want to see in this game, I want to see Josh Green get some more minutes. I thought the small minutes he did give them were really good in game one. Would love to see Daniel Gafford just stay on the fucking floor. But if this isn't a series for him, then maybe you go super small. You extend it. You add another guard. You maybe play Exum. You bump PJ Washington to the 5. You play Derek Jones or Maxi Kleber. Like those are some lineup options that you can go with. If Tim Hardaway's out there, maybe you got to get some shot making from him. Obviously, we mentioned Lively, but if Lively or Gafford, if this is just a series where you just want to just spread them out and go small and kind of force them to take Zubats off the floor, then those are some routes that they can go. But don't give up 20 and 15 to Zubats if you're the Mavs tonight. For Los Angeles, like the pace really is going to be the thing, and can Harden back up what he did the other night? That's going to be the thing I'm looking out for the most, really, when that game is being played. Okay, that is going to do it for this episode of the Educated Ignorance Podcast. We will be back again, same time, same place tomorrow. Enjoy game 2. The game 2s tonight should be a fun slate. We'll be back tomorrow to preview Celtics Heat and Pelicans Thunder, which might be my favorite series overall in the first round. And hopefully we get enough. I mean, listen, if we can get like 3/4 of what we had last night, then we'll be in for another doozy, folks. All right, that'll be it. Thank you very much for watching. You see all of our socials up top from left to right. You have our TikTok, our Twitter, our Facebook, and our YouTube. We're posting stuff there all the time, especially on TikTok. We posted our second portion of our mock draft today. Things like Brock Bowers going to the Chargers at pick 9 after some trades. We had Olu Fashanu get taken. The Jags making a trade up. So go follow us on TikTok right now. You can see our first 16 picks of our mock draft. The picks 17 through 24 will be posted tomorrow. Also, go make sure you check out Outlier and Beat the Book as well. Go subscribe to our stuff. We put out so much great content. We're pushing everything out. And, of course, Thursday night, our draft show, 3rd annual NFL draft show, will be live at Kavanaugh's. Cannot wait for that. All right, thank you for everybody for watching. Producer Danny was not here today, but he is back home and chilling. Hopefully we get Producer Danny back tomorrow. That'll be fun. For everybody watching and listening, we thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube or wherever you're watching, whatever platform. We really, really appreciate it. This has been the Educated Ignorance Podcast presented by Durham Remodeling, Ryan Allison Tattoo, and Jared Zook Country Financial on the 4 Frequency Sake Podcast Network. If you ain't got your game, you best pass the sticks. Enjoy the basketball tonight, folks. We will see you guys tomorrow. We're out. Peace.